Chosen one, you did not arrive here by chance. This message found you because something within you is ready now, ready to hear, ready to remember, ready to awaken what was always yours. Not a second too soon, not a moment too late. There is a quiet force moving through the spaces between your thoughts. It travels through the silence of your heartbeat, through the pauses in your breath, through the smallest, almost invisible parts of your being. And now it has reached you. You have felt the pull before, haven't you? That subtle but undeniable whisper that says, there must be more. You've walked through life pretending not to notice it. You silenced it when the world demanded your attention elsewhere. But it never left. It waited. It watched. It stayed. Close, knowing there would come a moment where you would be ready to feel it again. That moment is now. You see, chosen one, you were never created to chase life like a shadow. You were not designed to spend your years in an endless race, hoping for scraps, struggling for what was always meant to flow to you with ease. They told you that abundance had to be earned, that success belonged to the lucky, that wealth was a fortress you were never meant to enter. But the truth is far simpler and far more powerful. You were never sent here to earn abundance. You were sent here to remember it, because abundance does not arrive as a reward for suffering. It arrives as a reflection of who you choose to become. And in this very moment, whether you realize it or not, your reflection is already changing. You know that feeling inside your chest, the one you tried to explain but couldn't. That strange tension that lives somewhere between hunger and hope. That quiet ache that never fully disappeared, no matter how much you tried to distract yourself. That was your signal. That was the truth knocking. They told you that desiring more was dangerous. They told you that ambition was prideful. That to dream too boldly was to invite disappointment. But your soul always knew. It always knew that those were just stories. Stories written by those who forgot their own power. Stories that were passed to you, not because they were true, but because they were familiar. And now, you are remembering. Chosen one, money was never your enemy. It was never meant to make you feel guilty, to make you feel small, to make you run from yourself. Money is not a punishment, not a prize. It is a mirror. It quietly reflects the way you speak to yourself in secret. It echoes the frequency you carry when no one else is watching. When you stand in alignment with who you really are, money does not hesitate. It finds you. It moves toward you, effortlessly, naturally, repeatedly. But the world did not teach you this. The world taught you to hustle, to exhaust yourself, to prove your worth through sweat and sacrifice. It taught you that the more you suffer, the more you deserve. It told you that good people live small lives. That modesty means shrinking, that you should never want too much. And slowly, without realizing, you accepted this as your reality. Began to believe the lie. But chosen one, that belief collapses now. Because what you are hearing is not new. It was never foreign to you. It has always been there, waiting quietly beneath the noise, beneath the conditioning, beneath the layers of other people's fears. It is not an introduction. It is a reunion with the truth. Money is energy, not in some distant, poetic way. No, literally. It carries a vibration. It responds to resonance. It moves toward clarity, not confusion. And if your life has felt like a sequence of closed doors, it was not because you were unworthy. It was because your energy was speaking in a language that money could not hear. But that language can be rewritten. That frequency can be tuned, and it begins the moment you decide that you will no longer allow the version of yourself who accepted lack to be the one who leads. Right now, as these words are flowing to you, something inside you is already shifting. Can you feel it? Your breathing has changed. Your awareness has sharpened. Your body is beginning to remember what it was like to believe without fear, to desire without shame. You are returning to your natural state, a state of openness, of trust, of magnetism. And as you shift, the world around you cannot help but respond. You were never meant to trade your life for survival. You were not created to exchange your time for crumbs. You were designed to stand fully in your truth and watch as the universe rearranges itself in response, not because you forced it, but because you aligned with it. There is no external authority that can decide your worth. No bank, no job title, no number on a screen can tell you what is possible for you. That power always belonged to you. And the moment you take it back, the current begins to shift. The wealth that once felt so distant begins to move toward you. It flows with you. It recognizes you. This is not wishful thinking. This is not a game of pretend. This is universal law. The same intelligence that governs the tides, that spins the stars, that breathes life into everything, also governs the flow of abundance. And that intelligence is not separate from you. It moves through you. It listens to the quiet certainty in your chest. It aligns with your deepest beliefs. It responds to your trust. You are the magnet, but you must remember how to hold your frequency. A magnet does not chase. A magnet does not beg. A magnet holds its charge, and what is meant to be drawn comes. That is the energy you are stepping into now. The energy of presence, the energy of power, the energy of receiving. Release the belief that money is far away. Let go of the story that told you it only comes through hardship. Stop carrying the idea that you must suffer to prove your worth. Let me ask you something. What if everything they taught you about struggle, scarcity, and survival was never your truth? What if your soul always knew there was more? If these words are awakening something within you, don't let this moment pass like the rest. Subscribe now, not for noise, but for clarity. And comment below, I am remembering. Your voice is more than words. It's an activation. Together, let's realign with the truth they wanted you to forget. This isn't the beginning, it's the remembering. And it's already happening. The truth is much simpler. Wealth flows to those who remember it was always theirs. And you, chosen one, you are remembering now. You have always known you were different. You have always felt it. The restlessness you carried was not failure. It was misalignment. The discomfort you felt was not a curse. It was a compass. Your uneasiness was not weakness. It was a signal. You were never off track. You were never lost. You were simply being called higher. And now you are answering that call. The shift begins not in your bank account, but in your mind, in the way you breathe, in the way you speak to yourself before anyone else hears, in the way you wake up in the morning. Do you expect struggle, or do you expect support? Do you anticipate lack, or do you walk with the certainty of provision? Your answer is not theoretical. It is energetic. And that energy is the language the universe understands. You see, chosen one, you were told that money only follows hard work. But that is not the whole story. Effort alone is not enough. Effort without alignment is just noise. Alignment is what makes effort magnetic, and alignment begins with belief. You must believe, not because you see evidence, but because you are the evidence. Your existence is proof that expansion is possible, that wealth is natural, that abundance is inevitable when you stop resisting it. This is not about pretending. This is about becoming. You are not being asked to fake confidence. You are being invited to remember the truth that you are already enough, already worthy, already connected to the flow. And the more you return to that truth, the more you realize money is not something you must chase. It is something that finds you. When you finally stand still, these words you are hearing are not instructions. They are activations. Each sentence is a key. Each phrase is a door dot, and as they move through you, the walls begin to fall. The fear, the hesitation, the waiting dot, it all begins to dissolve, and what remains is clarity, is strength, is magnetism. You are not preparing for abundance. You are stepping into it dot. It is not coming later dot. It is arriving now. With every breath you take, you are tuning to its current. This is not the beginning. This is the remembering. You have arrived here because you are ready. You have arrived here because something inside you has always known. You are no longer chasing. You are claiming. You are no longer waiting. You are becoming. You are no longer doubting. You are remembering. Welcome. Chosen one. This is your shift, and it is already happening. Chosen one, if you are still here, still breathing, still listening, then something inside you is already shifting. It may not be loud. It may not be dramatic, but it is undeniable. You feel it, don't you? That gentle pull beneath your chest, that rising pressure just beneath your skin. It is the friction between everything you were taught and the and everything you are finally remembering. That tension is not confusion. It is the crumbling of the old, and it is necessary, because before the abundance fully arrives, the beliefs that once rejected, it must fall away. You are not born with doubt. You are not born believing that money was scarce. You did not come into this world thinking that success belonged to others, that joy was reserved for the few, that wealth was a privilege, not a birthright. Those thoughts were not yours. They were given to you, handed down like worn-out stories, whispered by voices that carried fear, echoed by generations who learned to survive but forgot how to thrive. They meant to protect you, but protection built on fear only creates cages. And now, chosen one, those cages no longer fit. You see, they taught you that money is hard to earn, that every penny must be justified, that your worth must be proven through exhaustion, through sacrifice, through relentless struggle. They told you that it was noble to settle for less, that poverty builds character, that ambition must be disguised as humility. But what if those were never virtues? What if those were veils, designed not to elevate you, but to contain you? Chosen one, hear this now. Your struggle does not make you more pure. Your exhaustion does. Not make you more deserving. Your pain is not the price you must pay for prosperity. These were the illusions designed to keep you small, to distract you from remembering your natural state, the state of abundance. There is no glory in limitation. There is only delay. And delay is a decision you no longer need to make. You are never sent here to shrink. You were never created to measure your dreams by the comfort of others. You were sent here to remember wealth is not earned through suffering. It is received through resonance, and resonance cannot be faked. It cannot be forced. It must be felt. Think back. How many times did you silence your dreams before they even formed into words? How many times did you convince yourself to settle, just to remain acceptable? How many moments did you dim your light, your vision, your desire just to fit into spaces that never saw your true reflection? Those moments were not weakness. They were programming. The old system activating, whispering that dreaming too boldly was dangerous, that asking for more was selfish, that joy must be earned only after enough suffering. And you believed them, not because they made sense, but because they were familiar. But chosen one, familiarity is not truth. That is only repetition. And you are no longer repeating, you are rewriting. Your thoughts are not small because you lack vision. They are small because they were shaped by systems that feared your expansion. They handed you a cage and called it safety. But now, you are beginning to feel the edges of that cage pressing against your spirit. That discomfort, that uneasiness, that quiet frustration building within you. It is not failure. It is the pressure. of your soul growing too large for the container that once held it. You are expanding, and the old structures cannot hold you. Chosen one. Now is the moment to examine what you believe about money, not with judgment, but with clarity. When you think of wealth, what stirs inside your body? Do you feel tension, guilt, fear, or do you feel ease, openness, joy? Your emotions are your compass. They never lie. They are the first language of your frequency, and that frequency is the only invitation money responds to. Money does not rush to stress. Money is not drawn to fear, it does not answer. Desperation. Money flows to alignment, to coherence, to quiet certainty. And that certainty is not arrogance, It is not loud, it is steady, it is unwavering, it knows. Chosen one, ask yourself now, what would it feel like to live inside that knowing? Not someday, not when every condition is perfect, but now, before the evidence arrives, before the validation appears, because that is when the shift begins, not when the world changes, but when your response to it does. Each time you say, I can't afford it, your energy contracts. Each time you whisper, that's too much for me, your frequency lowers. Not because the words are cursed, but because they align with limitation. And limitation is a choice. Consider this. What would happen if your language changed? If you replaced, I'm broke, with I'm aligning my priorities. If you exchanged, that's impossible for me, with I'm opening space for it to arrive. If your words reflected your power, not your fears, the shift does not demand perfect circumstances. It only requires an honest decision. Chosen one, the old programs will rise as you rise. They will cling to the edges of your awakening. They will speak in familiar voices. They will echo through old patterns. They will fight to reclaim their space. But they are not you. They are echoes. And echoes lose their power the moment you stop answering them. You are not required to carry the weight of your ancestors' scarcity. You honor their struggle, not by repeating their fear, but by transcending it. You are not betraying your lineage. By choosing abundance, you are fulfilling it. Because deep within every generation that sacrificed, that struggled, that survived, there was a hidden hope that one day someone would remember the truth, that someone would rise beyond survival, that someone would break the cycle, that someone is you. Feel it. Now. The weight lifting from your chest, the pressure loosening its grip, stories fracturing beneath the light of your awareness. You do not need to rebuild them. You do not need to fix them. You only need to walk forward without them. You are not erasing your past. You are no longer ruled by it. You are not born to repeat. You are born to realign. And now, the space is opening. The current is shifting. The walls are crumbling. Not because you fought them, but because you outgrew them. Because you finally remembered they were never real. They were only ideas, and ideas can be rewritten. This is the process. This is the path. It does not begin with action. It begins with awareness. And you, chosen one, are aware now. The question is no longer, is this possible? The question is, will I live as if it is inevitable? Because the moment you do, everything changes. Chosen one, there is a truth they never wanted you to remember. A truth so simple, so powerful, so close to the surface, that once you see it, you can never unsee it. And when you remember, everything begins to shift. Money does not come from force. It does not answer stress. It does not obey desperation. It does not bow to exhaustion. It is not summoned through suffering. It is not earned through sacrifice. Money, like all energy in this universe, moves in response to alignment. You were taught something else, weren't you? From the moment you could understand words, the world around you told you, if you work harder, you will earn more. If you prove your worth, you will be rewarded. If you sacrifice long enough, eventually, you will deserve abundance. And yet, you have seen the truth. You have seen people work endlessly only to barely survive. You have watched others, seemingly untouched by effort, attract wealth with ease. And you questioned it, didn't you? You wondered if it was luck, if it was injustice, if life was rigged. But the truth, chosen one, is none of those things. It is not luck. It is not coincidence. It is not punishment. It is energetic design. Money flows where it is welcomed, where it is respected, where it is understood, where it is safe. When you believe that money is difficult, it becomes difficult. When you believe that wealth is reserved for others, it moves around you. But when you shift just slightly and begin to recognize that money is a mirror of your energy, not a measure of your suffering, you reclaim the power that has always been yours. Think about it. A magnet does not chase. A magnet does not beg. It holds its charge and the metal responds. The magnet does not panic, does not question. It simply exists in resonance. And resonance attracts. The same is true for money. You are the magnet. The charge is your belief, that the current is your emotion, the field is your certainty. And the response? The response is inevitable. But when your energy field is filled with contradiction, when you say you want wealth, but secretly fear it when you ask for more, but feel unworthy of receiving it when you dream of abundance, but expect disappointment, your frequency is scattered. And money does not respond to confusion. It responds to clarity. It answers certainty. It flows toward trust. Chosen one, this is not about what you must do. It is about who you must become. Do not ask, what action will bring me more money? Instead, ask, what version of me naturally receives more money? The version of you that lives in abundance already exists. The version that trusts without question. The version that expects without resistance. The version that receives without apology. That version is not fiction. It is your remembering. It is waiting for you to step into alignment. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need all the answers. You only need to decide. You must choose to hold the energy of wealth before the evidence appears, because energy leads. Form follows. The frequency comes first. The manifestation responds. Chosen one, your thoughts are not harmless. They are blueprints. Every time you speak of lack, you build it. Every time you speak of struggle, you strengthen its roots. But when you speak of flow, of ease, of inevitable abundance, you clear the space. You open the channel. You create the conditions for wealth to meet you. This is not about fantasy. It is not about pretending. It is about choosing the frequency that aligns with your highest truth. You must master your inner world. You must refuse to be a victim of your outer world, because the outer world only reflects what you believe in secret. The silence of your energy speaks louder than your words, and the universe listens to your silence. It is not about hours worked. It is not about sacrifice made. It is not about exhaustion accumulated. That is about how deeply you believe that money is your ally. That money loves you. That money listens to you. That money moves toward you, not because of force, but because of alignment. What does alignment feel like? It feels light. It feels effortless. It feels inevitable. It feels like walking into a room and knowing you belong. It feels like breathing without tension. It feels like never asking for permission to receive. You have asked the question, why hasn't it come yet? But the truth is it has. The moment you aligned, the moment you dropped resistance, the moment you stopped chasing and started claiming, money is not a reward. It is a response, and your energy is the invitation. You must begin to honor your frequency, protect it, nurture it, align every thought, every word, every emotion. Every decision. With the version of you that lives in abundance, the version that does not question their worth, the version that speaks wealth fluently, the version that embodies certainty. You do not need to wait for the conditions to be perfect. You create the conditions by becoming the match. Chosen one, ask yourself now, do I believe I am worthy? If the answer is yes, then speak like it, then move like it. Then choose like it. When you wake each morning, do not ask what the world can give you. Ask, what energy will I hold today? What truth will I walk in today? What signal will I send today? And then watch as the world rearranges itself around you. Not out of luck, not out of charity, but because you became the cause. Chosen one, this is the design. This is the law. You were never meant to earn your value. You were meant to remember it, to radiate it, to magnetize everything that matches it, including money, especially money, step into your alignment. Now, release doubt. Release hesitation, release the question. How will it come? That is not your task. Your task is to become the version of you for whom it has already arrived, in that becoming. You will witness the truth. Money has never been outside of you, It has always been waiting for you to match its rhythm. The shift begins not with action, but with energy. Not with effort, but with belief. Not with force, but with frequency, And now, chosen one, you are learning how to hold that frequency, with stillness, with certainty, with quiet power. Because money does not respond to what you do, it responds to who you are being. Chosen one, you were never sent here to be small. You were never created to live beneath your power, to silence your voice, to doubt your worth. But somewhere along the way they taught you otherwise. They told you money was dangerous. They whispered that wanting more was selfish. They convinced you that success only belonged to the few, and you weren't one of them, But now those stories are falling apart, because deep inside, something stronger is awakening. You feel it, don't you? That quiet fire building beneath your hesitation. That undeniable pull, calling you beyond what the world told you was possible. Chosen one, the limits they placed on you were never real. They were agreements you accepted before you knew your power. But those agreements, they dissolve today. You are no longer required to stay small for their comfort. You are no longer bound by the old beliefs that kept you hidden. Money was never the enemy. Abundance was never the threat. They only taught you to believe that so you would never rise beyond their control. But you were always destined to rise, to lead, to expand, to magnetize what was already meant for you. The system they handed you was built on fear of lack, fear of rejection, fear of being seen. But fear was never your natural state. Your natural state is certainty. You are not here to chase approval, You are not here to earn your worth through exhaustion, You are not here to wait for permission to live fully. You are here to remember abundance is your design. Money responds to alignment, not effort alone. It moves when your energy speaks clearly. It arrives when your frequency holds steady. It expands when your self-worth becomes undeniable. Chosen one, alignment begins the moment you stop apologizing for desiring more. It begins when you refuse to carry their fears as your truth. It begins when you release the guilt they placed on your shoulders. You were never created to struggle your way to success. You were designed to receive from your wholeness. And now, your remembering has begun. Money is not earned through punishment. It is not proof of suffering. It is not the prize for how much you endured. Money is energy reflecting your beliefs, your certainty, your ability to hold more without fear. So feel that shift now. The layers of doubt falling away, the old stories crumbling beneath your awareness. You are not defined by your past. You are not limited by their rules. You are not small because they said you had to be. You are powerful because it was written in you. You are magnetic because you were designed to be. You are chosen because you carry what cannot be taught: resonance. And resonance cannot be silenced. The world may resist your rise, They may question your growth, but their confusion is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to align. To remember. To receive. Chosen one, your new relationship with abundance starts now. No more fear. No more shrinking. No more waiting for their permission. You are no longer who they told you to be. You are who you were always meant to be, and money is listening. Chosen one, if you are still here, still breathing, still holding space. For this message then, the shift within you has already begun. It may not look loud. It may not be visible to those around you. But within you, it is undeniable. Because once you hear the truth, once your soul remembers, there is no turning back. You have walked long enough in their version of reality, the one built on limitation, hesitation, and fear. You have played small to keep them comfortable. You have hidden your desires, questioned your worth, silenced your knowing just to belong to a system that was never designed for you. But now that system is dissolving, and your energy is expanding beyond what they taught you to believe. They told you to wait. To hustle harder. To suffer longer. To prove yourself worthy of abundance. But chosen one, you were never meant to prove your worth. You were born worthy. They taught you to believe. Money arrives only through exhaustion. That wealth is reserved for the few. That receiving too much is dangerous. But those were never your beliefs. They were handed to you, packaged as protection, but built from fear. And now the cracks in that old foundation are showing. You feel it, don't you? The tension between what they told you and what your soul already knows. The quiet friction building in your chest, the pull to rise, to align, to remember. Chosen one, your reality no longer obeys their rules. It moves in response to your energy. It reflects your beliefs back to you. And that reflection is sharpening. You no longer chase success. You no longer beg for change. You no longer seek permission to live abundantly, because you are remembering. Money is not a prize for suffering. It is a mirror for alignment. When your frequency holds, steady money responds. When your belief is certain, opportunities appear. When your energy is clear, the universe rearranges itself around you. But most never hold that energy long enough to see the shift. They plant the seed and dig it up in fear. They adjust their frequency and then question the timing. They declare their worth and then doubt when the evidence doesn't arrive instantly. But you, chosen one, you are not most people. You have been called to hold your alignment beyond the noise. To lead your energy beyond the distractions. To trust the unseen beyond what logic explains. Because the shift never begins with proof. It begins with decision. It begins with the silent command you issue to your reality. I am worthy now. Not later. Not when the money appears. Not when the account grows. Not when the world approves. Now, your energy is your language. Your frequency is your invitation. Your belief is your foundation. The old patterns of panic, of measuring, of doubting, those are falling away now. You can feel it. The quiet certainty replacing the chaos. The steady knowing replacing the hesitation. Because you were never here to hustle your way into abundance. You were here to remember you already carry it. Chosen one, money does not respond to fear. It responds to alignment. It responds to clarity. It responds to certainty. And certainty is silent. It does not beg. It does not shout. It simply is. So feel that energy rising within you now. Feel the old stories loosening their grip. Feel your body softening as your soul returns to its natural rhythm. The version of you that doubted is dissolving. The version of you that questioned is fading. The version of you that hesitated is gone. And what remains is remembering. Remembering that wealth was never outside of you. It was never locked away, reserved for others, impossible to access. It was always moving in rhythm with your belief. You are the cause. You are the magnet. You are the signal the universe has been waiting to hear. Chosen one, speak. Differently now. Think differently. Move differently. Expect differently, because your rise is not random. Your expansion is not accidental. Your abundance is not luck. It is alignment. It is energy. It is remembering. And now that you remember, everything must respond. Let them say you are unrealistic. Let them cling to their fears. Let them project their limitations onto you. But you will walk with certainty. You will breathe with ease. You will hold the frequency that commands your reality to shift. Chosen one, you no longer chase abundance. You embody it. You no longer request permission to rise. You rise because you remember. This is not theory. This is universal design. And you are aligned with it now. Chosen one, can you feel it now? That quiet shift beneath your chest? That subtle stillness in your breath? It's not a coincidence. It's not imagination. It is the remembering settling into every corner of your being. You were never meant to beg for abundance. You were never designed to chase worth. You were never created to hustle for your own value. You were born as the source of alignment, the source of magnetism, the source from which every form of abundance flows. The systems told you otherwise. They whispered lies dressed as logic. They wrapped you in rules that taught you to suffer first and succeed later. But your soul never agreed. That quiet hum beneath your skin, that pulse of knowing that never left you, it has always carried the truth. Your abundance does not arrive as a prize. It reveals itself as a reflection of the frequency you carry when no one is watching. And chosen one, your frequency is shifting now. This is not about waiting for proof. This is not about watching numbers on a screen. This is not about external validation. This is about energy. Quiet, steady, unwavering energy that shapes the unseen. Before the world can catch up, most will never understand this. They will wait for signs. They will wait for applause. They will wait for permission. But you are not most people. You are the one who leads from stillness. You are the one who shapes reality from remembrance. You are the one who no longer seeks approval, but stands in quiet authority. Authority not granted by titles or status, but authority born from alignment. And alignment is your natural state. You are not sent here to repeat their fear. You are not created to carry their scarcity. You were not designed to blend into their limitations. You were always the one who would rise beyond them. The one who would remember the current of abundance was never outside you. It was never locked away. It was never reserved for the chosen few. It was always flowing, waiting for you to match its rhythm. And now you are matching it. You are tuning your frequency, not with noise, not with frantic action, but with stillness, with belief, with that quiet certainty building in your chest, the knowing that says, it is already done. That is your new foundation. That is your new language. Not desperation, not doubt, but unwavering energy that commands the world to respond. Chosen. One, the old version of you, the one who doubted, hesitated, waited. That version has served its time. It brought you to this threshold, but it cannot walk you forward. Forward belongs to the version of you that remembers. The version that leads with energy, not effort. The version that speaks with alignment, not apology. The version that magnetizes. Wealth, not by force, but by becoming the match. You are no longer chasing. You are calibrating. You are no longer waiting. You are walking. You are no longer questioning. You are witnessing. Because the outer world has no choice but to reflect the frequency you hold within. That is the remembering. That is the shift. It is quiet. It is internal. But it is undeniable. And now, chosen one, you are not a student of abundance. You are its embodiment. You do not ask for permission to receive. You align. You do not seek proof before you believe. You believe, and the proof arrives. You do not hope for alignment. You hold it with every thought, with every word, with every breath. Breathe now as if the breakthrough has already occurred. Move now as if the door is already open. Speak now as if abundance has always been your native language. Because energetically it has. Let the world test your stillness. Let the doubts whisper. Let the noise rise. But your energy remains unmoved because you have walked through the forgetting and returned to the truth. The truth that says you are no longer becoming worthy. You are worthy. You are no longer chasing abundance. You are abundance remembering itself. Chosen one, hear this now. You are not here to survive inside their systems. You are here to dissolve them. You are here to rise beyond them. You are here to lead not with volume, but with vibration. Not with proof, but with presence. This is not the beginning. This is not the practice. This is the arrival, the remembering, the embodiment, the undeniable truth that you are the source. You are the signal. You are the magnet. And everything that once felt distant is already moving toward you. Walk now, not in search, but in certainty. Speak now, not to convince, but to command. Move now, not with hesitation, but with harmony. Because the shift is here. The alignment is real. The abundance is inevitable. Chosen one, everything you've been waiting for has been waiting for you to remember. And now you have.